It'll be easier on all of us if you're here or at the house instead of running around town. The job can wait."
"But—"
"I'm not asking you, Bridget. I'm telling you," he growled.
"I don't think they will be able to hold the job for me if it's going to be more than a week. The library's already short-staffed, and I was lucky they were willing to give me a week off after graduation before I started." My hands twisted in my lap as I silently pleaded with him to understand. I really wanted this job. His deep blue eyes, the exact same color as mine, held a hint of apology, but his face looked like it was carved from stone.
"I know how much you were looking forward to working there, but your safety comes first, and I can't risk having you in town that much right now."
"Does this have something to do with the Silver Saints, MC?"
"It's club business, Princess."
Which meant I wasn't going to get any more of an explanation about what was going on, not even if I lost my job over the situation, whatever it was.
"Stick close to home, stay alert, and stay the fuck away from anyone in a Silver Saints cut, especially Mac."
Chapter 1. Mac. "Fucking hounds," I grunted, as I used my fist to open the door to my office. It flew back and smashed into the wall, startling the tall, lanky man sitting behind my desk. Kyle Scout West, my VP, took one look at my face and frowned fiercely. "He refused?" I lifted my chin as I rounded the desk, and he stood to vacate my spot. Wouldn't fucking budge. Flopping down in my chair, I stifled the impulse to smash something else. Barely acknowledged he even knew about the incident. 3 days ago, Logan, my road captain, ended up in the hospital after a fight broke out at a local street race. Seemed he'd stepped in when another man got too rough with a woman, and the other man had brought a baseball bat into the brawl. All we knew about the motherfucker was that he had been wearing a Hounds of Hellfire cut, and Logan was in a fucking coma so he couldn't call out the bastard. I wanted retribution, to teach the fucker how to treat a woman, and to never mess with a Silver Saint unless they wanted the wrath of the entire MC to rain down on them. But the only way to figure out the identity of the club member was through their prez. None of his members would betray the Brotherhood. Everyone knew that Pierce's only weakness was his pampered little princess of a daughter. I'd made the mistake of assuming the jackass would be outraged that one of his men would mistreat a woman. "What next?" Scout asked. The rigid angles of his face were made harsher by a deep scowl, and his gray eyes were screaming for blood. As if his appearance wasn't intimidating enough, he'd been a scout sniper in the Marines, and just about everyone except me was at least a little afraid of him. I had held on to a plan as a last resort, and I didn't see any other choice. We take something from him to bargain with. Scout's mouth quirked up at the corner, but it was a menacing smirk. "Which of his sorry-ass brothers do I get to put the screws to?" I shook my head and opened the laptop perched on the desktop. "They aren't good enough. Has to be someone he would give anything to get back." My fingers typed quickly until I found what I was looking for. A local newspaper article about a book drive put on at the library in town. Flipping the computer around, I pointed to the screen, where a small group was smiling for the camera. A willowy redhead stood at the edge, her smile bright but shy. Bridget Pierce. "You want to go after his kid?" Scout asked, his tone incredulous. "You have a fucking death wish, Mac. She's the only one with the amount of leverage we need." "Might be right about that," he admitted gruffly. "But how the fuck are we supposed to get our hands on her? He keeps her locked up tight in her little castle, or surrounded with his boys, and unless he's lost his damn mind, he'll have her under extra security after your meeting today." I leaned back in my chair and rubbed a hand over my beard, thinking. Their next run. May have beefed up her security, but that will leave the compound a little thin. I grinned mockingly at Scout.